Hi, Keshi. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, all the way from Indonesia, and I'm Kai from Mustang FM, and so excited to be talking to you because you're like one of the most talked about artists on our social media by your
That is, that is
fans.
honestly like so insane to me. Like it is the craziest thing. The fact that like people want to listen to me like at all in general, like from any part of the world is actually really insane to me.
But how have you been doing? Have you been doing good?
I've been really good. Quarantine. I feel like we've all kind of gone beyond the point of crazy for quarantine. Like we're
Yeah.
kind of used to it. Um, and honestly, it's given me a lot of time to finish this record, which I'm very grateful for. I was originally planning to go on a supporting tour for Eden, but that unfortunately had to get canceled because of the circumstances. But I'm grateful for the time that I have now that I get to, spend with my fiance and just kind of hang out in the studio and everything. So yeah.
I mean, the best thing about quarantine for you, what has it been? Because I seem to, been talking to a lot of different artists lately, and they've been like, yeah, it turns out that as me staying at home, I found new hobbies. It turns out I'm really good at decorating, new things that you learn about yourself. So during
Right.
quarantine that you never thought.
I guess the best thing about quarantine, honestly, is that at this really strange time where I was honestly about to kind of jump on a plane and just go around the world. And everything kind of came to a pause. And my fiance is working at home now, so she's home with me. It really just gives me like this extra time to spend with her before I have to kind of leave. It's at that moment where you thought that like you were just gonna be gone for a while, and you're like, that's it, that was our time. Like I have to go now. I'll be back. I've never left you before, but now I have to. It was like an extension on that, which is really nice. You realize, what you appreciate and what you hold dear. It's just you just don't want to take anything for granted. So yeah, that's it.
So any special moments have, inspired you to write really sweet songs that's like next level Keshi for your next record, or even this one?
Well, I mean, for this one in particular, this is the one that I'm most focused on.
Yeah.
Because the one after this one is going to be the album, and it's very daunting to think about. So I'm trying to just put that out there. But for this record, it's given me the challenge of crafting something like this art that we do. It's based out of life, and there's no life to be lived right now. So it gives me that challenge of trying to work around it. But I found different ways to kind of explore my creativity in the midst of everything, and it's mainly like writing wise and sonically. I'm trying to really push the boundaries of what I'm used to making. I don't want to just make the same song over and over again. I want to make something that I've never made before. And there are a couple of songs on this upcoming record that are very different, I think. So
maybe more on that a little bit later before we go there. But while we were staying at home, I just spoke to Biba Doobie recently, and we talked about, we did, and we talked about the Asia Rising movement itself and the virtual concert you guys did. I mean, the Asia Rising concept was a big year for Asia last year. How did it feel for you to be part of something so influential and a movement that's growing representation for us Asians in the music industry globally?
Right. It's such an interesting thing to me because my ethnic identity is something that I've never really prioritized in my artistry. It's not something that was always at the forefront of my mind. I've always held my art and my music as I want it to speak for itself. I want that to be the sort of thing. So I forget oftentimes that I don't want to put this on a pedestal or anything, say I'm championing something. But my manager has to remind me sometimes, you're kind of at the cusp of this sort of thing where Asian are being recognized as legitimate artists now, and it's crazy for me to think about. It's honestly it's an honor to be a part of this sort of movement, and B, I'm very proud to be able to the thought of being somebody who could inspire, you know, like somebody who's you know, a lot younger than me to think like, oh, like I can be like that too. Like I can be just like any one of these people, and not because like not just because like I'm Asian, but like because I'm a minority, I don't get to do these things. Like they get to, you know, change.
I completely understand. But growing up, did you feel like you needed more Asian idols or Asian people to look up to for you to be able to do what you do? Or you always have that mindset, you know what, if they can do it, I totally can do it. Doesn't matter if my skin color, it doesn't matter what ethnicity or whatever.
I can't deny that my experience was such that like when I watched cover artists on YouTube, I gravitated towards the Asian ones because they were relatable to me, you know? And it made me feel like it's okay. It's such a weird thing to say. I feel like I'm having like an existential thing. It made me feel like it was okay to pursue something like playing the guitar and singing, you know? But like you also said, I never felt that this sort of thing kind of held me back. I feel like I always sort of believed that like I want the craft so bad. I just want to make something amazing, you know? And I feel like because my idol was John Mayer, like I never felt like any less connected to him because I'm not like a Caucasian person. I was like, I love the guitar, I love him, I want to write a song that moves people the same way his songs move me. So that's kind of like, it's a combination of both, you know? So yeah.
I completely get it though, but I think it's important to have that mindset, because I think that is that positive push that you had very early on that maybe a lot of people don't get to have because of people telling them that they're just a minority. Or it's really good to know that, you know, you've always had that mindset. It doesn't matter my skin color. If I love music, I relate to it, I feel it,
right. No, absolutely. I can't deny like that sort of influence on me. So yeah, I'm grateful.
So let's talk about music. Since you've spoken about John Mayer, talk to me about your latest single, Always, which is right now one of the most requested songs in our radio, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's got a different vibe from your Skeletons era last year. And can you talk about this transition that you're going through? You mentioned it just a little bit, but now you can go into detail.
So like I was saying, like, I feel like I've always gravitated toward a certain sort of theme as Keshi. And I haven't really given focus to like my influences in terms of like from back then. So before I started Keshi, I was making music under my legal name, and I was really influenced by like Jason Mraz, John Mayer, Ed Sheeran, the acoustic singer-songwriter type of like organic playing and singing. And I guess like it's long overdue, this sort of homage to like my original heroes, and I feel like I've been dying to write a song like it, you know? And Always was originally a song that I wrote on the piano, completely on the piano. It was supposed to be a piano ballad, but when I went to record it, I was too lazy to like microphone up my piano. So so I plugged in my electric keyboard instead. Okay. And I just wanted to hear how it sounded like with the electric piano on it. Like the electric piano specifically. And then at that point, it like just beckoned an onslaught of these other instruments that just like was like Tom Misch vibe or Han vibe, you know? Like I was very much in that space. And I was so excited because I feel like Keshi was I need to have like a clean sound when I record things. And synth instruments are like the easiest way to go about it. So it's kind of rare that I get to organically play literally everything on a song. So I don't know if you've seen the music video for Always, but I literally play all the instruments. I really wanted to highlight, like, I actually play these instruments. I played the electric guitar, I played the bass guitar, I played the keyboard, you know, and then I programmed the drums in it. So yeah, it was a really fun song for me to write, and I love it very dearly. And also John Mayer's in it. Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very beginning, like.
How did that happen?
So
how did that happen?
Man, I don't have it in my room. So I have a sampler. It's called an SP404 SX or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
It's from my lo-fi hip hop sort of days where I really wanted to like figure out sampling. I have a record player. I've gotten into collecting vinyls. As you can see, I'm channeling some vibes. So I have Continuum, and I was playing the record one day, and I was just like, damn, like this whole like Always was already kind of in the works, and I was like, this song is an homage. And like the old school sort of hip hop beat is kind of like a callback to like Waiting on the World to Change anyways.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So like when I played the song, I was just like, what if I just sampled like the little part where he counts down, and it's gonna signify sort of like the same thing in my EP. Yeah, where it's like the title track where he counts down for me. You know, I was very happy that we got that sample cleared. I asked my manager if we could keep it in, and he was just like, it's gonna be, you know, we're gonna have to jump through some hoops for it. And I was just like, please, can we do it? Like, just let me do it, you know? So we got it cleared.
We're glad his team said yes to it.
Yeah, I know, same. Yeah.
So that turned out really, really nice. So you're already working your EP that is releasing. Does it have a date?
No, I can't. I don't want to like say anything right now because it is fluid. But what I can say is that it will be like soon, and that I'm just working on this last track, this final track, and then it's
it's an homage to all of your heroes.
Yeah.
A new side of Keshi.
Yeah.
So if you could choose anybody, if you could handpick anybody to collaborate with right now, who would be, and what kind of song do you think would you write together?
Oh man, I throw his name around a lot, and I love him a lot, and I always say that I won't because I don't want him to like hear about this and be like, man, he's throwing my name around again. But I can't help but say it. Like I truly really love an artist named Dean. He's from South.
Yes, Korean. I have talked to him last year. He's
you did? Oh my dude, I love him. He's literally
sweet. He writes really good songs.
You know, I love him so much. I love his creativity. I love his artistry. I love everything about the vibe. I strive to be an artist that can like hold a candle, that sort of thing. I actually met him as well. I got to meet him in Korea. We played the same festival, and my brain just like turned off. It was so funny because I had just played my set, and I told my manager, I was like, oh, like, yo, Dean's about to go on. Like, I really want to go see him. And it's cool because like I'm an artist and I have the pass, so I can like walk around.
Yeah.
And I was waiting at the stage where he was about to get on, you know. It wasn't even his set. He was just kind of showing up at there's an American duo artist named They, and they're friends with Dean, and they were gonna have him come on stage, you know. And me being one of the only other American artists there, They, you know, the name they literally invited me to just come in and hang out. So I didn't realize that Dean was gonna come through. So when he walked by, I was just like, oh my god, it's him, you know. So I went to go. I was so nervous. So my manager had to be the one to be like, hey, like, my friend is a really big fan of you. So I don't think Dean like even had any clue who I am. I didn't even say I was Keshi. I was just like, hi, my name is Casey. I'm a big fan. And I didn't realize that in actuality, he was like literally about to go on stage to go like be a feature on their song. And I was completely just like taking all of his time up. So feel bad about it. But
no regrets.
Yeah, no regrets. Very awkward, but I got to meet him, so it's cool.
Well, I can't wait if that really happens. I hope your team makes that happen because I know it's going to be quite, you know,
that'd be a dream
vibe. But once the pandemic is over, outside of the US, where would your first international gig be?
Where would my first international gig be? Well, I actually don't know, but we are planning we're talking about shows again, which is really great. I mean, of course, they're in like the distant future, but I'm excited for the potential to even have shows again. Now, if you're asking me hypothetically, where would I like to have them? Honestly, I would love to have another show in LA. Simply because like when I was on tour last, like LA went nuts. I had 2 shows there, and it was just the craziest crowd. But the scale was like so much smaller back then, and I feel like Keshi has grown so much since last year. It's deadass been like a whole year, so I can't even imagine like how the rooms are gonna be like going forward.
How do you imagine your Asian fans to be as a crowd?
How did I imagine, or how
No,
like do I?
How do you imagine your Asian
Like
fans
literally,
to be
I'm
as a crowd?
so sorry.
Like right
You
now.
really mean like in Asia?
Yeah,
Like,
in Asia. Yeah.
Okay, like
in Asia.
I played that one festival in Korea,
Yeah.
and I didn't think that there would be anyone to show up for me, but like I actually had like a sizable amount of Keshi fans that are there. But usually at a festival, like they're not always there for you. They're usually waiting for the
also
next
for
act.
others. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I was so surprised to see like the actually sizable pockets of Keshi fans who were screaming the lyrics back at me. It was insane, you know? Also like Indonesia has like one of like my biggest audiences like on Spotify. So like I really cannot imagine like the crowds over there. Like I'm so stoked to go over there.
We love to sing. We love to sing.
I'm excited for it.
Well, you're about to meet some of your Indonesian fans in just a little bit.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yes, we have selected a few very lucky fans of yours who've joined a bit of a quiz. You know, submit your best question for Keshi if you get a chance to meet him virtually. Great. So before we go to your Indonesian fans who are already really excited to meet you, you're going to take a bit of a break. Maybe do you have any last messages for your Indonesian fans that I can air on air as well?
I mean, to all of my fans in Indonesia who listen to my music, thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. I can't even believe that like my music reaches all across the world, and it's honestly the only thing that makes me happy anymore. So like, thank you guys so much. It means the world.